This time on Custom Works, we're starting this 60s truck. We're doing some of the heavy metal work on that, and we're taking a look at the doors, and also we're going to be taking a look at the Meat Wagon. But for now, let's have a look at doing these doors. And you know, the only way out is suicide. And so what we've got now, we've got a new project. I know there's other projects on the go, but this is a new project and we're going to get all the heavy metal work done. And what it's going to be, pickup truck, taxi base, but this time it's going to have a real 60s show car sort of twist to it. It's going to carry a motorcycle on the back. That's all going to be actuated. It is going to be awesome. So let's get to the workshop, let's get the grinder out, let's chop up some car. Another taxi. And I rip it down, make the doors suicide. This is going to be a crazy sort of Ed Roth, George Barris kind of rider truck. It's going to carry a motorbike on the back, it's going to have air on the back, thing that comes out, motorbike goes on. It's all going to be awesome. Right, so first up, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut down here, go to this press line there, up to just under here, and take the end of the door off so we can see if the sort of end of that door will fit in here and give us those suicide doors. So let's get the grinder, let's do some cutting. Right, so a lot of cutting, a lot of this like brown dust and stuff, and I think it's called rust. This is where the back of the door would have been, with its nice suicide hinge, and now we've moved up to there, and what we'll do is cut a piece of the B-pillar out, and then we can weld this in, weld it to the door, and we've got suicide front doors, hopefully. So what we're going to do, everything's there, everything's in line, we're just going to drop a weld on it, and I'm probably going to set hot rodding ledge in lead cocks on fire. Okay, so we've got this bit welded in here now, and that works. So all we've got to do is you've got to attach this to that door. A lot of this stuff is sort of just temporarily welded together, a few brackets in there that have been welded on. But don't forget, the car has like a 2x2 box section framework that runs all inside here at the back of the pickup bed, and that braces all this when this part's cut away. So not really too bothered about getting it perfect at the minute, because all of that strength will come in at a later date. So now, all we've got to do is weld the two bits of door together, cut the front hinges, and we should have a suicide door. Right, so now the moment of truth, what I'm going to do, boom, straight through both them hinges, and this should be suicide. There we go, hinges are cut. And right now, the only way out, suicide. Oh man, look at that, how cool is that? Right, and so door is now hung at the back, full suicide, and it's looking really cool. Obviously now what's to do, bit of plating, bit of making good round here, get the door super strong, it's still a little bit sketchy, bit sort of just tacked together, and then we're going to get a latch on it, and what we're going to do is get the latch out of that front door, and we're going to flip it upside down and fit it in this front door, so it's got the full bear claw latch thing, business, all of that. Oh yes. So door opens, and the door opens now the wrong way, which is the right way, which is the way we wanted it, like this. So done all that, and we've got the latch in it now. So we've got the bear claw latch out of the other side's door. So the other front door, flip round back to front, that's gone in there, and we've connected it as well. We've connected it here, so it does all work. Got a pair of mole grips there at the moment, just for a temporary handle. Put a new bottom in the door, put a new step here, and everything has been painted in this Vactan stuff. And you paint it on, and it makes all the rust turn black, and sort of shores it up and stops it rusting. Now, I've done that on all the rust I can on both of these repairs, because there's a lot of rust on these doors, and what I don't want to do is just put some new metal over it and then and weld it on, paint the outside, and then that old rust is still in there. To me, it just seems like throwing another log on the fire of rust. But anyway, I've painted everything, everything's been welded up, and this door now swings, latches, and don't get me wrong, there's a fair few bits of finishing to get this, until it's the proper thing, but we'll do that more in when we put the truck style body over this. That's when we'll make all this look good. But for now, oh yeah, one suicide door is finished. And also, if one door wasn't enough, we've also done this door. This door doesn't latch yet, but it swings, it's on its right hinges. A lot of stuff's welded up on this, but we've just got to do some extra sort of bracing in the door, and underneath there is quite a bit of rust repair as well. So I'm going to be doing that, cut this step out, fabricate a new step and weld that in, and then make a new bottom for this door, cover everything in Vactan, and then everything will be good, and hopefully it will last for years and years, and it just makes the car a lot sounder. These parts as well, bottom of the door and the step, neither are structural. So if anything looks spot welded, it's not seam welded, doesn't matter. This car's a fully chassised car, and it's got the mother of all chassis, as you've seen before on a taxi. It's all going to be great. So then, quick update on the Meat Wagon. Did a lot of work this week. mainly on the beef flap. So what have we done? So this week we've put these timbers in here, and what this is 18mm plywood, and then I've sort of laminated it in dye bond. So this is really strong, really rigid, and this is giving us that structural strength up into the arch of the roof. All this stuff we've done on here, this looks nice and totally structural. I wanted it to be that, you know, when you're buying a burger, you think, you know, is this part of an aeroplane fuselage or something like that? So, you know, all this will be finished like aluminium when it's done. But it is, it looks nice and it's structural. And I also added these bits to the actual flap itself. These are bonded to here, and what they've done, they've really made it. It is super stiff across, because I've also fitted the electrical actuator. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I've fitted the actuator on, and it pushes from the one side, but I've got no flex in this, so I really only wanted to use one, and that's ended up being how it's gone. So that has all worked out nice. This is on 3 hinges at the back, and they're all the stainless steel bearing fire door hinges, so they should hold this for quite some time. Right, and so at the moment, I've got to apologise, the sound of the rain on this like tent thing this is in is so loud. At the moment, we've got the ram on it, and it's fitted in. This should all fit behind the units and the cooking stuff that's going to go here. And it does work particularly well. A few clearance issues getting this right, and I have to make a massive plate to bolt it to the actual hatch, but here we go. There's the flap down. It's slow. Almost everything I do with an actuator is slow, but what I'm thinking, you get there, you flick the switch, this goes up. No one's going to be that desperate for meat that they can't wait for like a few seconds for this to rise. And the reason it's slow is because that screw actuator is super powerful and can lift a massive amount of weight. But how it is, I'm happy with it. It fits, it opens, it closes. Just some final finishing on that. And then this side is done at last. And around this side, on the door where you actually get into it, the door works really nice now, and fitted this clapping strip. And this thing here has got some of the first parts. There's going to be a hell of a lot of rivets on this when it's done, so it all looks like it's been riveted together. So this is the first part of that sort of riveted detail that will be eventually all over the van. But in here, now we can open the door. We've done a lot of work. I've actually cut the hole out. Cut it out, made the bracing, put it in. So now I can actually just move in and out the van without ducking. Before, doing the other side of this, I was having an absolute nightmare. I kept on to ducking that little door, but now all this is done. We've already made the fiberglass hatch for this, and next week that will be going on here. So we have the flap in the door, like a sort of a, I don't know, almost like a clamshell sort of thing. This has all come on really good. I've also sort of started making the whole body more rigid. We've got some 4x2 that's gone in here. Also we've braced up in the roof of this. And these two bearers connected to 2 arches, they're carrying all the weight of those 2 doors when they're hinged up. Like, there is a lot to still do. But it is definitely coming together now. So that's about it for this time on Kustom Works. Join us next time, we're going to have loads more stuff. We'll be looking at the Meat Wagon. We'll also be looking at the A40. A lot's going to be going on with the A40 over the next week. We might do a little bit more on this. Who knows? But it will all be in next week's episode. So between now and then, don't forget to subscribe, click that bell icon, leave a comment down below, or give us a thumbs up. Okay, so everyone, have a cool week. See you next week. Thank you very much. Good night.